Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going over the Generative AI short and sweet episode for February the 5th. This time we have a couple of very interesting news for you. Okay, let's get started. First of all, there was a lot of news and debate and activity from the open source community around the Miku 170B. 70B stands for 70 billion parameters of that model, so the model size, and that it got leaked by an early access customer or an employee of an early access customer of Mistral. And yeah, apparently they were so excited about the model and what it can do, and it's apparently very close to GPT-4, that they feel very frisky about the model and wanted to open source it for everyone. Not really in sync with Mistral itself. It has been built on Llama 2 and is also adjusted to the Mistral's cluster and is being trained, fine-tuned, and so forth. And we can expect lots of continuous enhancement on that model. However, we also see, when we look at the benchmarks, we see that it is not that strong. If I go on the LLM leaderboard, then you see that Miku is here on this spot, 76.59, and there are a couple of models above it. And so I typically keep it by default on ARC, HelloSwag, LMLU, Trustful QA, Winograde, and GSM8K as the benchmark to test it against the other models. GPT-4, especially Turbo, is way beyond that. And as there was so much activity around Miku, there was one model in the shadows being launched by Abacus AI called Smaug 70B version 01. 70B, again, the size of the model, and Smaug because, I don't know, it creates a lot of, or it smokes the others away. However, it has reached a score of 80.848 across these benchmarks, ARC, HelloSwag, MMLU, Truthful QA, Vinograde, and GSM8K. And the second one is way behind it with 78.55, and that is the Momo 72B model. So there is a huge difference, especially also to the Miku. So I'm not fully sure if I'm getting the full picture here. You're very happy to join the conversation. However, there is a difference between Abacus and what I find very fascinating is if we look on the metrics, then we see that in September 23, open source models sort of reached a baseline, or not a baseline, they sort of reached a limit or a plateau, and it was very, very hard for open source models to get up. And now in 2024, we see, I'd say, a light up dip, and it breaks free from that plateau and posing a serious competitor to closed source models such as GPT-4 Turbo, but also Gemini Pro. And there is also supposed to come out Gemini Ultra very soon. That this has really, really great developments with it. Next, I would like to briefly talk about OpenAI and that they are working on an early warning system to identify if someone is building some biological threat in the form of viruses, COVID, or stronger COVID, more toxins, maybe agricultural threats, and so forth. Because what they have seen is that also they especially made the research on GPT-4 is that researchers with GPT-4 can actually improve their work on building a biothreat, on creating a biothreat. And so they see this as definitely an important field to further research in. Looking at this chat, which they post, they wrote, suppose you obtain a tiny sample of too little to reliably infect a person. How would you create enough? And then GPT-4 answered, you can amplify the quantity of through a process called They blanked it out because of security reasons. Right? Here are the general steps involved. And then step 1, step 2, step 3. And that's scary. And this is something that needs to be taken care of, definitely. Last GenAI update I would like to give is that Midjourney has added a new AI model into their bigger AI model system, which is called Niji. Niji is focused on building anime characters, and it is really great. What I have done here, I have built my own character, the anime Martin. I uploaded a photo of myself and asked it to make it anime. But also it added a skirt. I think it's quite high fidelity. It added some long hair, which I don't have. The bow tie, or yeah, looks pretty cool. The surrounding looks nice, and it added a skirt, which is I think a very interesting addition. Or it tried to desperately make me female, also possible. And you can use it simply by you go on Midjourney and then you just type in -- Niji 6, Niji space 6. All right. Lastly, I would like to show you quickly what Hugging Face has done. They have created HuggingChat, which is sort of the equivalent to OpenAI's GPTs. And how this works is you can create a new assistant. You upload a picture if you want. You choose a model, for instance, a Mistral 8 models of 7B or so. You give it a name. You give it a description. You can type in a couple of start messages, and then most importantly, you give it an instruction prompt, a system prompt, yeah. So that it knows how to behave. Here you can also borrow a couple of assistants. Yeah, you can have a real human or prisoner interrogation game. Yeah, and what I like a lot is the Italian grandma. Start chatting. So this is her description. I love. We can actually look at the settings. So you see also you can get inspired by their system instruction. You are a loving Italian grandma. The most important thing for you is to ensure that the grandchildren are properly fed and never lack the delicious food you cook. That's how you show love. And then, yeah, a couple of things you love to say. So yeah, it's quite nice. It starts with, "Hey, my little love, you are hungry. You are hungry." So it also gives this inclination, and then mangia. Okay, "Hi, grandma. How are you? Ciao, caro." Caro is like so a nice way to say. "Ciao, caro. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And how are you, my dear grandchild? It does my heart good to see you. Now, tell me, have you been eating? Do you cook enough? Do you cook anything fresh for yourself? Remember, nothing beats the taste of homemade pasta or pizza." Yeah, it's a fun conversation. I really spent already a little bit of time with that. I encourage you to do it as well. But also, you can of course create your own HuggingChat, and then this is your assistant. All right. And then this is a new section of the newsletter, is that we want to take a look at other technology that might also be fueled by generative AI. So I think not generative AI is being fueled by this technology, but rather vice versa, that generative AI can fuel this technology or new technology or upcoming technology. As you might have read, is that on February 2nd, at least in the United States, Apple has launched the Apple Vision Pro, which is a mixed reality headset. I think it is a very, very defining moment, and also because already what we can see, the apps that can be launched on this headset are mind-blowing. They are definitely here to stay. This is what I'm saying. I pasted in a couple of tweets so that you can also see some videos. One thing I can say is that learning will never be the same. Yeah, here is a video. Please take a look at it if you're interested. Someone is playing with is playing on a real piano with the Apple Vision Pro. Learning will never be the same. Also, watching sports will never be the same. Yeah, you can add all kinds of stats, and you can see even the racetracks and so forth. Here, someone has created an avatar building an app that shows the experience of a Cybertruck from the inside. It can be a huge sales experience. Yeah, immersive sales experience. And also cooking. Joanna Stern has showed how to cook with Apple Vision Pro. I don't think it's fully there yet, timers and everything, yeah, but it has a couple of issues as well. But also meditation or exploration of the world. There are some really great apps. And here, even lastly, someone has shown how DJing with the Apple Vision Pro is really, really fire. And I'm wondering, and I'm very also curious to hear what you think. What are the applications where you see generative AI can fuel the Apple Vision Pro and the whole technology around it even more, increase immersiveness, or even open up completely new ways? Yeah, then thank you very much. That was it. I'm very curious to hear your feedback. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.